The key to growing and monetizing Pinterest is coming up with a consistent Pinterest marketing workflow. And in today's episode, I'm going to give you my very own Pinterest marketing workflow so you can start saving time when you implement your Pinterest strategy. I'm Emily Bales. I'm a Pinterest marketing and ad strategist. And for the past almost 5 years now, I've helped my clients and my students increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. So in case you didn't know, Pinterest is a search and discovery platform. I like to categorize Pinterest like a Google or a YouTube. People come to the platform and they have a problem and they're actively looking for a solution. So in order to really use Pinterest well for your business, you have to understand what keywords your audience is actively searching for. Now, I do have other YouTube videos that go over how to find those keywords for your niche. So be sure to check out those other videos because that will be crucial when you are thinking about implementing this workflow. So for best results, make sure you are always focusing on that strong keyword strategy. So before we dive into this tutorial, I want you to be sure to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments what other questions you have about Pinterest because I love to create content that is serving you.
So the first thing I like to do when I am going to start creating content for Pinterest, I first have to decide where I'm going to be directing my pins to. So I'm typically directing the majority of my pins to my blog posts because when you direct pins to your website, those pins are actually going to be indexed differently. So once people get to my blog, I like to get them into one of my funnels or even share one of my digital products. So that's really how I am monetizing that traffic that's going to my blog. So here I am, answer the public. And the first step I like to take is really gather information about what type of content I would want to be creating on my blog. And a lot of times I get questions from people in my audience, and I like to really create content based off of the questions I do get from people because that tells me that's a topic that people are interested in learning more about. And obviously content that people want to see more of is going to really perform better. So I try not to create content that I want to create and that I think will serve my audience, but really listen to what my audience is telling me. And I would love for you to comment on this YouTube episode and let me know what content you'd like to see in some of my upcoming YouTube episodes. So now back to Answer the Public. This is just a cool site to go to. You can type in what topic you want more information about. So I typed in Pinterest marketing. You can play around with it a little bit. Really the purpose of this episode obviously is not to give you a tutorial on Answer the Public, but just show some of the different tools I use and what my workflow looks like when I am managing my own Pinterest account. So you can see here the different ones that are coming up as far as questions that people are asking about Pinterest. You can see the search volume, cost per click. This shows you the indicators, highly searched, average, and then lowest. So I'm looking at the ones that are red. It shows highest. Is Pinterest marketing worth it? How can Pinterest marketing help my business? What is Pinterest marketing? Is Pinterest good for beginners? And you can see so on and so forth. This one doesn't, it looks like it would be lowest search, how to affiliate marketing Pinterest. I will say though, some of my affiliate marketing content has performed well on social media. So that will sometimes help me as well, as far as indicating what people are interested in learning more about. So this, like I said, kind of gives you a jumping off point. Now, another resource I like to use as far as gathering topics, ideas, especially if you struggle with the content creation process from the beginning, I like to use Tailwind, the ghostwriter. This is Tailwind AI or artificial intelligence. And you can see blog/article topic ideas, headline, outline, intro. So it can help you a lot. So then you can type in what you would want to generate topic ideas on. And like I said, it can just kind of help get your wheels turning, especially if you are feeling exceptionally uninspired, which, let's be honest, occasionally we all can feel a little uninspired at times. So this can give you some different ideas. So 3 must-know tips to maximize your Pinterest reach, the top 5 Pinterest tools every marketer should know. Is Pinterest still relevant for marketers? That's one where people will ask me, like, is Pinterest dead? And so some of these I'm like, hey, these would be great topics. So if you would like to try Tailwind, you are going to see me continue to refer to Tailwind during this workflow. And that's because not only do I use Tailwind, but I also require that my clients use it as well. It's just kind of a no-brainer, and not even from the standpoint that you can use the AI when you are thinking about creating content, but because it will help you streamline your Pinterest strategy. So I am a proud affiliate and partner of Tailwind. So if you would like to sign up for Tailwind and start that free trial, you can use my link, which is linked in this episode. So be sure to check that out. So now let's say that I have my topic. I know what I want to write about. I like to use the Pinterest Trends tool. So this, once again, is kind of in this gathering information. Now, part of this workflow, you can see where this can take a little bit of time. You're really in a research mode. And what I like to do is I like to compile multiple different topic ideas and kind of flesh those out. And then I kind of narrow down which ones I feel really exceptionally inspired about and that I want to create content for specifically. So like I said, whether you be using Tailwind, Answer the Public, once you get to Pinterest, I would like for you to have multiple different topics, ideas. Now, this doesn't have to be for a blog post. I recently saw something on Facebook where people were talking about and kind of debating about blogging and the future of blogging, especially with artificial intelligence. Now, this is kind of a topic for another day. There's a lot to unpack there, but I want you to think about this hypothetically. So maybe you are using this process for coming up with your YouTube episode ideas, your podcast ideas, whatever that may be, or maybe even with what type of digital products or lead magnets you want to be creating. So just think about this in terms of what is really going to be serving my audience, what are people interested in learning about, and then so the reason why I'm going to use the Pinterest Trends now. So let's say that we have gathered our information from Tailwind, Answer the Public. Now I want you to check out Pinterest Trends, because obviously we are wanting to create pins and content that we think will perform well on Pinterest. And you can use the Trends tool to inform your strategy. Now, it doesn't have to be the end all be all, but if you can capitalize on trends, why not? Because that is going to increase the chances that your content's going to perform well. So when you log in, you are going to have a Pinterest business account. It is free and super easy to set up. And I do have another YouTube episode all about getting started on Pinterest. If you want to check out that other YouTube episode, that'll kind of walk you through step by step how to set up that account. But in order to market on Pinterest, you do have to have a business account. So you are going to go to the top though. Once you log into your account, you can see up here in the right, that's my profile picture. I am on my account. You are going to then click on analytics and click on trends, and it is going to take you to this page. Now, let's say not only have I seen and I've seen on social media that affiliate marketing might be something my audience is interested in, but then I saw it come up on Answer the Public. Let's say, just for example, that I want to lean into that and I want to do some research with trends. So I'm going to look at when would be the best time to really cover this content. So I'm seeing a peak in July and then even another sharp peak in September. So here I am in September creating this video. You can see it kind of sharply drops off. So it actually probably would have been a better topic to write about earlier summer. So what I can do with the trends tool is I can also compare digital marketing. I could compare social media marketing and see if there's something else that might be better. So maybe I lean more into, looks like they all are kind of following a similar trend where they start to drop off. but then they start to pick back up in the winter. So I think people are getting serious about their business strategy. They have new goals with the new year. So here I am at the end of September. Maybe I go ahead and I select affiliate marketing because then I can create this long form content. I can create multiple pins. All of that can be indexed. What that means is essentially Pinterest can put into what I like to think of as file folders. So when they index your content, they're really taking that information about your content, who you are, who you're serving, and they're really trying to figure out, okay, what is this content about? And then who is searching for it? Who do we show this content to? So it does take some time for search engines to index content. Hence why it takes time to grow on Google, to rank on Google, to rank on YouTube, to rank on Pinterest. And so you always want to be ahead of the trend. So this would actually be a good time for me to probably create content about affiliate marketing. So let's say I decide to create a blog post about it. So I flesh out my entire blog post. I actually write my entire blog post in a Google Doc, and then I have my blog manager essentially proofread it for me, because I will just kind of brain dump all of the meat and the potatoes of the topic, and then she makes it all pretty for me. She will even plug in a YouTube video. I like to tie in my YouTube and my blog. And then once that is all formatted, then we also include a pin within the blog post so people can pin that right from my blog. But then I can create multiple pins. I could create 5 different pins for the YouTube episode and even 5 different pins for this blog post. So now that I have this wonderful long form content, I am ready to start creating pins. So let's do a really quick recap here. So step 1, this is really a combination of using Tailwind or Answer the Public, compile your topics ideas. Step 2, really check trends and see what topics you want to really put your head down on, depending on what is going to be trending up soon and what you think is going to help improve the performance based off of those trends. Then step 3, you're going to write out that content, get it all optimized, ready to go. So here we are on step 4. I have pin templates. This saves time. Highly recommend it, but I also recommend making sure that you're following best practices, using new pictures, changing the text overlay. But I do like to have pin templates. You can see that there are different variations, obviously, and I kind of will cycle through lots of different templates. And then this helps me quickly create multiple pins for my YouTube episode or my new blog post. You can see some are stock photos. Some of them have pictures of me, lots of different templates. So I do create these in Canva, and once I have created those, they're optimized. I do make sure that I'm using keywords on the text overlay. I like to include a call to action. If you want to learn more about creating optimized pin designs that are going to get your ideal audience on Pinterest to stop their scroll, I do have another YouTube episode all about creating scroll stopping pins. So be sure to check that out if you would like more information about pin design. So then once I am ready to really start pinning these pins onto Pinterest, I actually am going to utilize Tailwind, because Tailwind is an approved partner of Pinterest. Like I said, I am a proud affiliate. Don't forget to check out that affiliate link I am sharing. When you use that link, I will, if you decide to join Tailwind and, have a paid version, I will get a small commission if you sign up through my link, but that's obviously at no additional cost to you. So I would love for you to at least try the free trial. Like I said, I only recommend things I use and love myself. So now that I am here and I'm ready to start pinning, I am just going to drag and drop my pin. I do, pro tip, change the file name. So this one says 137.png. I would change the file name to also include keywords. So I would name that Pinterest for Business, this file. So I do like to optimize using keywords in as many places as possible. So even the file name. So I do this as well if I am scheduling natively on Pinterest, because you actually can schedule natively on Pinterest. I have tested both. I don't find personally that my pins perform exponentially better when I schedule natively on Pinterest compared to Tailwind. So that's why I do what's easier and what I prefer. So this is what I would do. And like I said, change the file name, make sure it has keywords and update that. And then what you can do is you can see it says publish at a later date. So then that's how you would schedule natively. Now, the big difference is that you can pin to more than one board as long as it is highly relevant to that piece of content. So that's why I like to use Tailwind, because then once I have written an optimized title and description, I can actually pin it to 2 or 3 different highly relevant boards and then use an interval of 7 days. So this is kind of a game changer as far as spreading out the content, still following best practices. I am going to jump over to drafts because I also want to show you another reason I really love using Tailwind. You can use the ghostwriter to help you optimize the titles and descriptions. Now, you will want to make sure that you are adding the link. So I would change that pin URL out, select what type of content it is, add informational content. So you would you could add the title. Now this pin, I will say, I'm just using this as an example. It doesn't necessarily belong with this blog post. If that's a little confusing, I just wanted to mention that, but it does at least serve the purpose of like saying like, hey, you will have a pin here, and then, hey, you need to optimize this. So it's going to just naturally pull in the blog post title. You will want to change this and optimize the pin title. Once again, I have a YouTube episode all about writing the best Pinterest pin titles so your pins rank on Pinterest. Check that out if you want to learn more about how to write your pin titles. Same thing with descriptions. So I do like to use the ghostwriter to help me with writing pin descriptions because I already know what keywords I want to rank for. So I can really quickly plug them in, and then I can have the AI really help me save time. Now, if you've never done keyword research, you don't understand what keywords you want to be ranking for your business, I don't really recommend using the ghostwriter because you won't be able to tell if the artificial intelligence has optimized it for the search engine or not. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a really solid handle and understanding on that before you start using AI. So AI can help you save time once you, like I said, already have this good handle on it, but otherwise it could actually hurt your Pinterest growth if you were just using it to save time and you don't really understand just yet how Pinterest works or what you should be including in those pin descriptions. So I want to say that just kind of, proceed with caution. Now, obviously, Tailwind can pull that information, especially when you've added that link and it gets a little bit of information. But at the same time, you might want to add in additional keywords or phrases. I do like to add a call to action. Learn more about affiliate marketing here on my blog. Generate pin details. So it will start, you can see it automatically starts writing that description. You can flip through until you see one. Like I would remove the emojis. So there's a few things like that that are a little wonky, but then you can save details. You can also try again. It tells you how many credits you have. Up here you can see you can also get more credits if you are running out. And then here is one of the things that's so nice. You can have board lists. So I have like a Pinterest marketing board list. Now maybe I want to remove it from at least one of those. Then I can choose when to post. It automatically has like a smart scheduler, so it provides you recommendations. I do follow that. And then you can see it automatically gives you an interval of 7 days. So it's going to slowly drip those pins out over 7 days. Now, before I hit publish and I call it a day, I do use Airtable. And what I use Airtable for is to organize all of my content. Now, I know that might seem like a lot, but the reason that I do that is to make sure that I'm following best practices. And let's say that I have selected 3 different boards and that the last pin is going out October 16th. It is okay to repin a pin you've already pinned on Pinterest again, especially if it performed extremely well. But you might only want to do that maybe like once a year. It's not really a great practice to repin the same content over and over again. And what I mean by repin that is if you saved it to, let's say I saved this pin to Pinterest marketing ideas and tips, you wouldn't want to save it to that same board again in a couple of months. So like I mentioned, if it performs exceptionally well, then it is okay to kind of recirculate that content, but maybe only do that once a year. So I might not pin that again until October 16th of 2024 or 2025, whatever year you are looking at. Maybe you're watching this in 2030, who knows? So once I hit publish though, and I have really recorded what I have pinned, when I need to pin it again, then what I do is I essentially rinse and repeat with my long form content. I am publishing anywhere from 1 to 2 pieces of long form content a week between YouTube and my blog, and I can create multiple pins for that one piece of content. It allows me to take different angles and hooks and try to rank for different keywords. So this is obviously a very quick, but slightly, it's got some depth as far as the overview of my Pinterest workflow. Like I said, you have to figure out what you are ultimately trying to do on Pinterest. Like, you need to have a clear objective. I am trying to get people to my website, my blog, because typically I'm asking them to enter in a funnel where ultimately I am going to ask them to purchase a course or a workshop from me. So I have a very clear strategy. My courses and my academy, they are high ticket courses. And so they're not something that I would be pinning that sales page on Pinterest, because nobody is going to probably buy a course for $1,000 the first time that they hit that. Now, when people are in my funnel, it's much cheaper and it converts, even better, because people realize that they're getting that limited time discount. So obviously I have all these strategies in place, which gives me a clear understanding of how I'm going to utilize Pinterest for my business and my unique business model. Now, the way I use Pinterest might not look the same for you because you might have a different business model. So I hope this helps. Let me know what questions you have, and we will wrap up this episode. And like I said, I hope it's helpful.
So I can't wait for you to implement this Pinterest marketing workflow for your business. I think you're gonna find that it saves you so much time. And what I do with my business, I maybe spend 60 to 90 minutes a week, and then I can kind of sit back and relax. And I know that Pinterest is driving traffic and profit for my business. It is honestly such a breath of fresh air for me, because on other platforms, and don't get me wrong, I love social media, I spend way more time and I feel kind of required to show up daily because it impacts my growth and my reach. Whereas Pinterest, I really can automate it. So once you implement this workflow, I think you're gonna find that Pinterest is actually not only fun, it's easy, and like I said, kind of a no-brainer for your business, especially as you work on continually growing. So what I would love for you to do, I would love for you to like this YouTube episode, subscribe to my channel, and also let me know in the comments what other types of Pinterest related videos you would like to see, or just business tips, information in general. I love supporting my students, and I really leaned into this role of coaching and consulting, and I would love to help you grow your business as well. So like I said, let me know in the comments what questions you have, because I really focus on serving my audience, and those questions help me create content that is going to put your needs first. So as you subscribe and you learn more about Pinterest, I can't wait to see you soon in other episodes, and I hope you have a great week. Bye for now.